Oh, let's scoop some poop. Ho 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 ho! It's on Scoop Poop by Go on Christmas Day while you all play. Ho 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 ho! Are you okay? You want to come with me? Well, welcome back to Lucky M Boer Goats, the land of goats and a dairy goat named Honey. So anyway, we just opened all of our presents, or I should say the kids, and we put those together and we burned all the boxes, and so now it's complete chaos. And well, Santa's work is done, so he needed to get away from the children. So I'm going to scoop some poop. So anyway, yes, it is time to scoop poop. It is very nice today. I've got lots of very interesting songs in my head, recreations. Yes, so kind of like your favorite. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, and Daddy looked a lot like him. They both ate too many cookies, and it's been a long time since Santa was thin. I know that's all one of your favorites. Right up there with Leroy the Redneck Reindeer. So anyway, I'm going to hi-ho, off to Scoop Poop I go on Christmas Day while you all play. I'm going to cry in sorrow. Anyway, let's get to it. Well, if you guys don't mind, I think since my duties are done last night, I think it's about time for a haircut. So I might go visit Mrs. Claus quick, because down here scooping poo in Nebraska, I can't believe how warm it is today. I think it's supposed to be in the 50s. So this works in the North Pole, but not here. So give me a second. All right, well, that's better. So let's go determine if we're going to clean this shed out today or if it'll wait till tomorrow. I think me and old Leroy, the Redneck Reindeer sleigh, I think we're going to go zip on up to the weaning shed. Welcome back. It is Sunday, December 26th. So hopefully everybody else had a pretty good Christmas. Ours was, well, crazy. Shane took Brooklyn into the ER because obviously urgent care wasn't open. And apparently whatever like strain of double ear infections she had was resistant to amoxicillin. So she had to start a new medication yesterday. So between that and just the kids being crazy, not really taking naps, it was an exhausting day outside of what it would normally be. So anyway, I did come over late afternoon, early evening, did early chores, and I got this east weaning shed cleaned out. Me and Shane were discussing maybe doing some looking and ordering a couple new creep grates versus making them and just having it done, because these boys are eating grain with mom already. Sorry, I don't have my mic with me, but I figured I'd update you on what's going on. But anyway, they're eating grain pretty hard already. Not hard, but they're very interested with mom, and so we really need to do something there. Pretty sure Crazy, maybe she'll have a baby today. I know we've got another video to get out to you guys yet, but when it's Crazy, sometimes videos, you know, by the time we don't have fancy editing software, we shoot these videos on our phones, so by the time we put them together in a program, and then you've got to let them sit forever to upload on YouTube before you can kick them out. My problem is that my phone is enrolled into my company's like secure program, and so I'm only allowed to set my screen to be open for so long before it closes. And so when you're trying to upload a video, the only way for it to really stay active and guarantee that it'll be up is keeping your screen active. So I found like a 24-hour timer thing on the YouTube app. And so when I'm uploading it, I just turn it in my phone over at night, and I do that. So I found out that works. But yeah, Shane has got to have some time. But here around the holidays, with them all being sick, it hasn't been top priority to kick those videos out. But we'll get them to you. So anyway, I'm going to go scoop this load out. This whole thing is like 6 or 7 bags of shavings is all. And then whatever hay gets knocked out in this shed. So I'm going to scoop this out. I'm going to go over, I'll get the trailer hooked up. Pretty windy today. Got a couple things to do in the house quick. And then I've got to head over to Jess and Todd's, pick up a couple more bales of alfalfa. I think they're going to be gone. So I think I get to use the 7220 to load bales, I think Todd said, which, you know, really hits me in the feels, because those 7000 series Magnums are what I grew up driving. So that'll be fun. But here over the next couple days, I have got to, on top of a very busy end of the year work schedule for farm accounting and stuff like that for everybody I manage ground for, it's gonna be a bear on me to finish a couple things up. But I am going to need to get my new to me tire chains on the 806, and I got the joystick bracket and some stuff like that back the other day. So I need to see if I've got a good drill bit that's the right size, drill a couple holes in the cab wall, get that bracket mounted up, start mounting that up. And then I've got to, at some point this week, I've got to go to town and start sourcing some, now that we've got some Christmas money, start sourcing some of my connections. I'd love to put a big 1-point connection on it. That's way too expensive for the budget right now. But I'm thinking maybe I could just use, I don't know, a bunch of standard Pioneer connectors. That way, if I ever want to take the loader off, I can do that. But anyway, got to do some of that. I need to move the shredder out in front of the shed, because it's kind of where we pile snow in the winter. Get the blade brought over, use the bale spear that's on the tractor to get some bales, these squares unloaded later, and a new round bale brought in, even though I'm not quite ready for it. Because next Saturday, as of right now, it's supposed to be 16 for a high, -1 for a nighttime temperature, and 3 to 5 inches of snow. So that's kind of what we're facing. I'm not ready for it. I don't know. I'm getting old. I'm 34 now. You'd swear I'm an old man. I can't handle it anymore. So I'm not looking forward to it. We'll have babies inside. I think sheds are clean enough to get us till next week. I'll scoop up a little bit of straw at some point, or alfalfa stems at some point. But other than that, I think we're okay. And at some point, I need to take care of some of our storm damage. But that being said, I'm going to go over and get this scooped out so I don't lose the rest of my day. All right, guys. Well, this is my jam. 7000 series Magnums. I grew up with a 7120, 7130, and a 7240. And Todd's got this 7220, and then he had a 30 series, like a 7230, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was, on a generator over at the house, because this is the power line that was damaged in that windstorm. So they had to be hooked up. So here's our 2 bales. And actually, a not so funny story about this tractor. I don't know if Todd will see this, but unfortunately he was going, if I remember right, going to get me a couple hay bales. Was this last year or 2 seasons ago? I don't remember. Here in the last year or so. But the front end broke out from underneath the tractor on the road up here, because he had hay on the other side of the section at his dad's place. And anyway, broke out and dropped the tractor, and caused some pretty good damage to it. But he was able to, or no, what was it? Maybe one of the tines broke on one of the spears, and it dropped and it jumped the bale, something like that. And so it's got, I don't remember if it's, I think it's got windshield, new roof, some stuff like that. But this is what I would love to, I'd love to have one of the handle quick connects on my old 806, but I don't have a whole lot running up there, so it's not really needed. But this is what I'm thinking about doing on mine, is just putting some quick connects on it like that. That way, if I do need to unhook it, I can do that. So anyway, this one's from Fremont, and the other one over there is from Gross Hands in Aurora, which is where all the ones I grew up from, on the farm Dad was on, are from. So anyway, I don't remember which cutting this is. I told him either way, both cuttings I've used have been good. So these may, I don't know. I don't remember which cutting he was going to grab. I said it didn't matter. Both were good. But one of them is definitely an earlier cutting, and one was a later cutting. I think one of them was like 2 seasons ago, 4th cutting, and one of them was an earlier cutting this season, something like that. But there is a noticeable difference in how easily it flakes and holds together. Obviously, those leafy cuttings, it falls apart a little easier, but not quite as much stem waste, so it's kind of a trade-off. So anyway, let's get them loaded up. Here, I'll cover that up. I won't tattle on Todd, but I want to say I think this is probably Balin tractor, having monitor and stuff in here. He's got an 856 round baler here, and he also has, obviously, a big square baler. But no, this is my jam. This is where I grew up. So the one difference is here, obviously 2-wheel drive tractor, but in the ones I grew up with, the 7100 series would just engage front wheel assist. 7200 series had an intermediate, so when you would tap your brake, it would temporarily disengage. And so I grew up doing row crop cultivation and hilling for gravity pipe irrigation. And so a lot of times we'd have that in to help pull the 3-point implement, and then tap the brake and that'd kick out. So nope, this is a lot of memories. It's my goal one day to own something like this. The only problem is it would cost me $30,000, $40,000, $80,000 depending on what it is. 8,600 hours on this one, so pretty good. Anyway, let's right. Well, I'm gonna put you down because I don't have a mount with me, but you know, there's a cable operated joystick like mine's gonna be, so it'll be interesting to see how it works. But a lot beefier mount for his than what I've got. Mine's pretty thin, so we'll see if it works. But well, I don't have a power ladder, but I have a power shift. If you ever watch Brian's farming videos, you'll understand that reference. Now with these, they get tipped over, so I'm not too concerned, but when I pick them up, sometimes having the strings one way versus the other is beneficial. But like I said, these tip, so sorry I'm not watching the camera. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing and do it all one-handed. Now the 7120 I grew up with, I want to say, give or take, without looking at tractor data, that was about 150 horse. So this one's probably, in the 7130, about 175. So this being a 7220, I would imagine, you know, it's just newer series. Newer series, but same horsepower is what I'm going to guess. This is my first time running a loader in a Magnum, which to be expected. You gotta kind of know where you're heading. But I tell you what, like I said, if I had the option to, you know, say buy something like this, you know, put a cab kit in it, which really it's just kind of missing that panel. But buy something like this, put a cab kit in it, you know, fix it up, which I should fix the 806 up. It just brings back a lot of memories. It's kind of like if your dad or grandpa's got their first tractor. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Like I have a lot of little, well, 1/64 and 1/16 scale tractors, and some of the ones that, you know, the 1/16 scale that's just standard box toys, may not be worth a lot when we go to a toy auction or something, but they're by far, when I can pick a tractor up just like this for 25 bucks, and you know, it's nothing too special, but yet it's one of these tractors, I pick it up. Let's stick it in the shed over here for him. Well, he must have restacked some bales. That doesn't look like it set on the ground, but no, this is a traditional pole barn that they put up. Got a couple things stored in here, but mainly hay bales. So we've definitely clearly benefited from Todd having extra. He always sells some, and I would imagine ours probably came from here. I bet the last one I got came from there. So anyway, yeah. So if nothing else, I'm glad Todd was gone today so I could step back into my childhood. I probably, outside of making you dizzy getting out, I probably started running one of these when I was 13, 14, with a 12 row, either Landau or Buffalo 3-point mounted cultivator on it. And the hydraulic couplers left a little to be desired, compared to say like a John Deere with a lever on them. You know, it was just pressure in, pressure out. You had to get up, throw them in float or something to pop them off. But and like I said, Todd uses this for hay, so he's got it spread out. But no, I probably ran these from the time I was, I would say full-time helped run these for probably about 6 years, something like that. Maybe not quite that long, just because my dad he left working at that farm after a while. But nope, they're my favorite. They'd be like, for any of you John Deere guys, it'd be like your 4000 series, your Soundguard cab tractors, you know, that same period of time, late 80s into the early 90s. And they're Cummins powered, so that's kind of, you know, dear to my heart also. But no, they're hard to beat, just like the Soundguard cab John Deeres. I think in the whole time we were around these tractors, I think we had one of them blew a hydraulic line under the cab. But other than that, you maintenance the things, and they're tanks. So my to-do list, tell me what kind of content I need to provide to get me to a couple 100,000 subscribers, which I'm sure not many people that care about goats that much, but I'll buy one of these if I ever get that much YouTube income. So anyway, so we got our hay, and on the other side of the farm, back over there, they've got, it's pretty cool. They took an old grain bin over here, cut a hole in it, because it's just the top and a ring, and got some goats in it, but for shelter. But over there he's gone by a couple different names. If you look back in our videos, he had his own little video. At the time, Jess and Shana were calling him McDreamy. He was actually, I'm trying to think, was he Grace's boy, I believe, from last year. He was one of the first ones, first goats that we had. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Grace's boy. Anyway, so that video, if you go back a few, McDreamy standing at county line show goats. So I checked in on him over there. He's hanging out with a couple other buddies. They're a weather operation, where we're more registered, but it's always kind of funny because most of their goats are dehorned. But they call him Lucky now because Lucky M. But anyway, he's still got his horns over there. So that bright green ear tag and those horns is pretty easy to spot. So anyway, let's get home and I'll dump these off and get on with the rest of my tasks for the day. Does your dog lose its mind over a few little birdies that hang out in the tree and torment them? Yep. Nope, my red dog will not tolerate it. They are so loud. No! So noisy. So noisy. It's time to eat. So, yeah, it's right around 5 o'clock. Anyway, red sky morn, sailors be warned. Yeah, this morning it was definitely a red pink sky in the east. So be interesting to see what comes out of that. Maybe that's foreshadowing this upcoming weekend with some snow. So anyway, that just means that I really need to do something about this reel connector over here. I should put a connector on that. I should make a couple of my little Tupperware tote things to protect some of them splitters. But what I'm gonna do, oh yeah, moving stuff so we can move snow. But I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try dumping this hay in the flat this time, So I'm gonna use one of my vehicle ramps, because normally what I do is I pull in the driveway, and over here on this side that runs this way north and south in the driveway, there's like drainage on that side, and I kind of tip over, and then I can tip these bales out, because you would think these would come out of here easy, but I think we did one of our early videos a year ago or whenever of trying to unload square bales out of a round bale unloader and how it doesn't work that well. So I'm gonna see if I can roll up on this and see if they'll tip out. Let's see how this works. You're so loud. Okay, so I have this unhooked. Come down here, pull the pin, that one's off the ground. Pull that out. So, normally that doesn't happen that way, where the bale is. I got one, and that's usually the problem, is can we get the other one? Okay, well, I'll mess with this. So you just have to climb up and grab it. If you ever use a large square, when I pick them up, I prefer to have strings up so you can get in between the flakes and not worry about trying to catch any of the twine. But I feel it holds it together a little bit better this way when it flexes, especially where Todd uses a 3-tine setup where I've just got a 2. That one obviously tipped over the other way. Not preferred. Once my loader's set up, I'll be able to flip it. But okay, so that worked. That worked sorta, and I almost just fell off the trailer. So anyway, clearly still not enough, but the way that bale set in there, yeah, it's not the best route. I would prefer to have a gooseneck so I could do this, but I haven't had a loader, and so that's been the case.